Hi everyone. Am I audible? You can respond with a yes in the chat box. Let's wait for more people to join. Hi Avinash, we're just waiting for more people to join. Hi Saurabh. Hi everyone. My name is Juhi Parwani. I'm a student of Scmhrd Pune. I took SNAP 2017, got 99.8 percentile. So today in this session, I'd like to talk to you how I attempted the verbal section in SNAP 2017. The pattern hasn't changed much, though it has changed a little. We have new questions introduced, the TETA special questions. So according to me, for if you talk about the math section or the logical reasoning section, you can enter the numbers. But when it comes to English section, I think the TETA questions can be introduced in the form of parajumbles, where you will probably have to enter the sequence of the or the logical order of the sentences. So if I split the English section into three bits, the first bit would be RCs, the second bit would be the error correction or the grammar section, and the third bit would be vocabulary and analogy based questions. So when we talk about RCs, I believe you all must have taken CAT, and because you were already preparing for CAT, the RC bit in Snap, you will find it very easy as compared to CAT, because the questions are very direct. In fact, I'd like to suggest you to read the questions first, because the questions are very direct, and one or two answers you can directly find from the first paragraph itself. Also, the most of the questions are either structure based. Hey everyone, I will take all of your queries after the strategy I just described. How is SIIB Pune? Okay, so this session is particularly regarding SCMHRD and SNAP only. Yeah, so when we talk about the RC bit, most of the questions are very direct, and even when you talk about the tone of the passage questions, the options are so distinct that you can easily arrive at the correct answer. And when we talk about the error correction or the grammar bit, all I can say is grammar is the plinth of English language. And if you're, very well sorted with everything in grammar, it can very well help you in RCs and the vocabulary part as well. For, if I talk about the RC bit, you can, go on solving mock snap test in the RC section. And if you're very well familiar, if your reading speed is very good, I suggest you attempt the RCs first and then go on to the next questions, because RCs, if you read one RC, you can solve 4 questions at one go. And talking about the grammar part, the grammar portion comprises direct reported speech questions, Most of the questions are also fill in the blanks with the correct form of verb. For example, there's one example I'd like to give you all, which most of the people get wrong, and it had arrived, I guess, in either IFT or Snap last year. So it said, for example, it's high time you dash working. So you had to enter the correct form of verb. So most of the people wrote the present form. It's high time you start working, which is wrong. It's high time you started working. So when you use high time, the form of verb is simple past and not simple present. The last and the tricky bit of the English section is the vocabulary part, because there's not a lot you can do to actually, get acquainted with a lot of words. But there are four, 6 to 7 direct questions based on synonyms, antonyms, similarity and dissimilarity of words. But the subsection you can actually nail is the analogy part, which you can just eliminate 2 or 3 options and arrive at the final answer. So I think English is the only section apart from GK which doesn't consume a lot of time. And it depends, actually, if you are very well versed with RCs, and if you've been practicing a lot, then I suggest you attempt the RCs first. And if not, if you find the verbal bit a little tricky, I suggest you do the easy parts, like the grammar bit or the vocabulary bit, because it doesn't consume it absolutely consumes no time, so that you can allot some time to the RCs at a later point of time. Also, I'd also like to mention that last year the vocabulary part also had a lot of idioms and phrases questions. So one thing I'd like to suggest is read all the idioms and phrases. Probably you just find on the internet 100 idioms and phrases, and just a day before Snap, read all of them. So you have to mug all of them, right? So it'll be easy if you read them just the day before Snap, so that you actually remember them on the D-Day. Okay, so I'm open for queries. I'm not getting good scores in GK. What should I do to improve? See, in Snap, you get the GK portion. Most of the questions from the GK section are from the past 1 year, or in fact, the current year. So you do get a lot of questions from the previous years also. But I say, because as per my, as per the records and everything, I have seen that most of the questions are from the current year itself. Last day for Snap registration, the deadline has been extended, and the last day for registration is 28th of this month. How to prepare for vocab? See, vocab is something which cannot be developed overnight, but I suggest you go through the idioms and phrases bit, and also common synonyms and antonyms. Also, most of the questions most of the words you can break down. For example, if you're asked the meaning of exothermic, I know it's a common word, but you can actually break it down. You can try to find the root word. For example, if the word is exothermic, you can break it down. Exo means out, and thermic means heat or energy. So it's energy when it's going out. Okay. So what is the safe target score for VARC? It depends. It depends how well you're performing in the other sections, Pranav. What if I'm weak in both RC and verbal? Then I'm afraid, Vignesh, you'll have to focus on GK and RC, GK and verbal, and also quant. How is the difficulty level in comparison to NMAT? As compared to NMAT, Snap is extremely easy. Even the words, you can arrive at the answer very fast, because most of the words are very different from each other. So there's no scope for confusion, and most of the words are at least a little bit of familiar, unlike NMAT, because in NMAT the words are very difficult. How can a non-math student score in Snap according to you? I think if you're a non-engineer, Snap is the exam for you, because quant is not tough. English is also actually Snap allows you to. For example, if a person is very well acquainted with whatever's happening in the world, he has a very good chance in Snap. What type of questions can we expect in TETA? Yeah, this is a good question, because usually in maths or logical reasoning, we may be expected, or we are usually expected to enter numbers. But in I'm just, just speculating that this time in English, the theta would be parajumbles. You'll have to enter the logical sequence of the sentences like we do in CAT. Best mocks for Snap. Best mocks for Snap, you can find, I guess, all the coaching centers, the major coaching centers. You can actually solve the previous year's papers, because I think previous year's papers are of more help than the mocks, because you actually get a real time experience of what sort of questions have come in Snap earlier. What about spelling mistake in GK in theta? See, if it's programmed, I really don't know, because last time we did not have theta questions. So I suggest, if I think they might entertain spelling mistakes in GK, but if some theta questions come in English which do not involve the parajumbles, you will have to take care of the spellings as well, because you cannot get the spellings wrong in a language. Minimum score Scmhrd. See, I depends on the difficulty level every year. I can tell you the percentile cutoff. The last year the percentile cutoff was 97.4 percentile. There is sectional cutoff in CAT. Oh, CAT is over, Psychar. But yes, there is a sectional cutoff in CAT, but there is no sectional cutoff in SNAP. Also, it also depends on the college you're trying to apply to in CAT also, because there are some colleges, the top IIMs, which do have a cutoff for every section, but there are some colleges which do not, like IMT Ghaziabad. Any specific website for idioms and phrases? You can just Google, you can just Google and find a list of 100, probably 50 or 100 such idioms or phrases. And even if you read them a day before, it will be of great help, because most of the idioms and phrases which come are very common. How is Symbiosis? Symbiosis is a great college, according to me, and especially SIBM Pune and Scmhrd are the best colleges under the Symbiosis International University. There's no section cutoff in SNAP. Yes, Aditya Nambiar, there's no section cutoff in SNAP. Minimum marks for Scmhrd, Vidya. I'd like to mention again that I cannot, we cannot speculate any cutoff marks as such, but a percentile, yeah, the last year the percentile cutoff was 97.4. How much different would SNAP preparation be from CAT? If same, then how much extra preparation needed to be done in which? See, there's absolutely no extra preparation that you need to do for SNAP when it comes to logical reasoning and quant. But when it comes to English and GK, there is a little preparation that you need to do in English, because CAT doesn't have any sort of direct vocabulary questions. You have to focus on the vocabulary bit a little, and also on the GK bit. See, can you? So Chaitanya asks, can you suggest a book for vocabulary? I would pretty much like to suggest Word Power Made Easy by Norman Lewis, but it's a thick book. So I just suggest you to go through the first few pages, which have a list of good words. So if we're lucky enough, we can get the say one of the 30 or 40 words which are there. Your strategy for the last 15 days. See, I'd very much like you to focus on GK. You will get a compiled list of the major happenings of 2018. Focus on that, because at least if not 70-50% of the questions are going to be from the current year. Last year, what we had in GK, we had pictures of different CEOs and major personalities, and we had to tick mark the correct name of the personality. What is the good number of attempts per section? Gagan, it again depends on the difficulty level of the paper. Were you a fresher? No, Anirudh, I was not a fresher. I had an experience of 21 months. How did you prepare for GK? Abhishek asks. So yeah, again, the syllabus is 2 years of GK, but I suggest again you study for only if you have been studying the entire year. If you've been paying attention to whatever's happening in the world, then I suggest you focus on the last year also. But If you only have 10 days or 2 weeks for the preparation left, then I suggest you just get done with the GK of this year. What was your GK score? My GK score was 10 marks. How was infrastructure management at SCMHRD? Yeah, so Vivek, the infrastructure management course at SCMHRD is really, really good. You can even see the place